guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing, once again, another book haul. I've gotten a couple books that I want to show you. Some are from like a really long time ago. Like there's 2 that I got from like in the summertime. I just wanted to show them all today because I thought that would be fun. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please go to like and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every single time I post. And let's just get into it. And this is just only one half of it, and I have a whole other stack. So all of these are brand new. Are all the books I have gotten so far. There are 9 books. I'm gonna start with the first book that I got actually for Christmas. It is called The Thursday Murder Club, and this is by Richard Osman. I saw this on a TikToker. Her name's Mary. She did like a little review on this book, and I fell in love. It made me think of And Then There Were None, kind of, just because it's like a group trying to figure out a murder. This is in a retirement village, so it is this group, and they all come together. They discuss unsolved crimes together, and they try to solve them, and that is till a local developer is found dead and there is a photograph right by his body, and this club is deciding to try to solve the murder, and bodies start to pile up. It's like a serial killer, and they all decided to try to solve it because they all have types of skills from their club. I thought it'd be fun because it said it's a retirement village, and the cover, I'm absolutely like obsessed with it. So yeah, so this is the first book I was really interested in. I haven't read a murder mystery recently, but this one caught my eye and I'm really excited to start it. The next book I have is high on the TikTok club, but it is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I just know that she is a Hollywood icon, and it's Evelyn Hugo, and she sits down for an interview, I believe, but with an unknown magazine reporter named Monique Grant, and she sits down to talk about her scandalous, mysterious life. You like go through like a timeline to the 80s and like show business, and I thought that would be really interesting. It gave me like a sense of like Marilyn Monroe, kind of. I'm excited for it, but I haven't read it yet. The next book I have is actually a series, and it is the series of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I heard that there's like a novella off of this one, I think, or she came out with another book, and I'm really excited about it. As you can see, I've already read this book. It also has some water damage. Crazy good. I love this book. I gave it, I think, a 5 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5, but this is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and it is by Holly Jackson. I became very obsessed with the series over summer. I had so much fun reading this book. Her name is Pip, and she decides for her project for her senior year to do it on a murder that happened in her small town. Sal Singh murdered his girlfriend, Andy Bell, and then he committed suicide. But Pip doesn't think that happened, which turns out it didn't. She soon discovers that there's a trail of lies and cops just not doing their job right, and she actually tags along with Sal's younger brother, Ravi. His name is Ravi. I love Ravi and Pip together because he also agrees. He never would have thought his brother would murder someone. It's just too shocking for him that he doesn't believe it, and he thinks his brother is innocent, and he wants to prove it as well. The second one, obviously, in this series is Good Girl, Bad Blood. I also read this one. I don't think I tabbed in this one. This one is after the events of what happens in that book. So after her solving and finding out that Sal wasn't the murderer, she actually comes out with a podcast, and she explains her evidence and how she found it out. So she came out with a podcast. The town hosts a memorial for Andy and Sal to remember them and to light candles for them, and on that night Connor's brother Jamie goes missing, and Connor is a friend of Pip's, and he is freaking out. It's not like him. He's very scared for him because it just doesn't seem normal, and he goes to Pip to solve it. It is so complex. I think it's more complex than that one. I was shook by the ending. There's so many twists and turns. You think it's someone and then you think it is, but along with it, she's just dealing with her own struggles. Her family doesn't want her to go along with it because of what happened last year and all the stress, and she put herself in danger. She puts herself in even more danger, and there's also some weirdness going around as well. There's like someone's watching her or something. It's weird. There's a lot of different things in it, but this one was really good as well. I really enjoyed this one. And then obviously the last book is As Good as Dead I haven't gotten to this one yet. I'm a little mad it's hardback because I love these books because they're like floppy ones. I like paperback a lot more than hardback. Pip is going into college and she is like still haunted how her last investigation ended. It was very traumatic. It was hard. But this one goes into her stalker. She has a stalker that is giving her online death threats, and she soon realizes that she's actually getting followed in real life and that these are actual death threats and this person is after her. She then finds a connection between her stalker and a killer from 6 years ago, and she believes the police put the wrong person in jail. In the second one, we saw more of her stalker. This is a spoiler. Her dog, Sadie, I think it was, her dog dies. But we never figured out who killed Sadie because she thought the person that was after Jamie killed her dog because she was getting close. But it wasn't. It was someone else completely. We don't know who did it. Very excited to read it. Again, it is on my TBR. Let me grab my book just to show you guys what I'm reading right now. I'm reading Crown of Midnight. This is the second book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. As you can see, I'm tabbing it a lot right now. I'm only 163 in right now. I am really enjoying it right now, but I am reading this. So I am on the path of finishing Throne of Glass. I'm trying to get all the books in a row pretty much one after another so I don't forget and I'm like on a roll and I don't decide to like stop halfway with the series and then like 3 months later start up again. I don't like doing that because I forget. I did get 2 from that series. So this one was in my last vlog, but I got Heir of Fire. This is the third book. I'm not gonna read the back because I'm going to spoil myself and I don't want to do that. Already spoiled for Throne of Glass. I know like her real name, like stuff like that. Like I've been spoiled because of TikTok and Instagram. I don't want to be spoiled anymore, but this is the third book. Not really sure what happens. It's the third book. So yeah, I'm not going to go into this. I saw something about her heritage. She must know that she is that person, which must be the big spoiler for that book because I already know who it is. I did get this other book. This one is The Assassin's Blade. This is a novella. There's different ways to read it. So Sarah J. Maas says this is like book 0 for Throne of Glass. It's the events leading up to that book, but if you want to, you could read Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and then Heir of Fire, and then Assassin's Blade, and then go into Queen of Shadows. She says that's the best way to read it because I guess you get spoiled or stuff won't make sense if you read Queen of Shadows before reading this. So I would definitely either recommend reading this before the entire series or after Heir of Fire. Since I've already began the series, I don't want to go back. I'm gonna read this after Heir of Fire because I think that's like the best way for me. So I have those 2 books and I'm really excited about them. I'm really trying to finish this series. So it's been on my bookshelf for the longest time. I think like 2 Christmases ago I got the first 2 books and I haven't started yet. Now the next book, a new series that I really want to start. This is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I've wanted to read this series for the longest time. I watched the show on CW, I think it was. I hated it. I didn't like the show at all. The movie, on the other hand, with oh my god, I can't think of her name, Lily, loved it. Okay, so those are the people I'm going to imagine in this book. Yeah, so this one I pretty much already know what happens. I've watched the movies and books, stuff like that. But Clary Frey goes to a club and she sees a murder, but for some reason like she's the only one that can see them. Like it was this monster and these people like murdered him. And she's like, what just happened? She meets Jace when she goes back to her house and she finds out her mom has been kidnapped and she gets attacked by a demon and he comes and rescues her. That is when she finds out she is a shadow hunter because she doesn't immediately die by the rune because the runes like can only go to shadow hunters. I think it will kill or make regular humans go crazy, and she soon realizes that she has a bigger destiny than she ever thought. So very excited to read about this. I want to read so many books. I am just a slow reader and I am very busy, so these are definitely some of the books I want to read. Also, the covers are gorgeous. I'm so excited. So I have that book and I'm excited to get into this world. And last, this one was on my TikTok like every single day. But this is The Priory of the Orange Tree. Very scared of this book. I wanted this so bad. First off, like if you tilt it, this is all like one cover. Like it looks amazing. The cover is gorgeous. This book looks gorgeous. The one thing I fell in love with, I don't know like literally anything about this book if I'm being completely honest. I just know that the fantasy is amazing, the world building is amazing, the characters are amazing, everything about it. I'm just very scared of it because I have a little brain and it takes me a little bit to process. So this book that might take someone like a month to read, maybe even a day, would take me like 5 months pretty much. The other thing that scares me is the names. The names are very complex and I'm scared. The House Berethnet has ruled Innis for 1,000 years. The unwed Queen Sabran the Ninth. She must have a daughter to protect her realm from destruction, but assassins are getting closer. Ied Durin is an outsider of the court. She has risen to the position of lady-in-waiting. She is loyal to a hidden society of mages. Ied keeps a watchful eye on Sabran, secretly protecting her with forbidden magic. Across the dark sea, Tanya has trained to be a dragon rider since she was a child, but is forced to make a decision that could see her life unravel. Meanwhile, the divided east and west refuse to parley, and forces of chaos are rising from their sleep. That sounds so good. It's just, I don't know if I have the gut to read this. This book is so, it's like 700 pages. I think like this much is like world building or something, and then you get amazing story. I love the world building in books. I just get freaked out because it takes me a while to understand it because my brain is tiny. I'm actually very excited for this book. I've heard amazing things. I've only heard amazing things. People say that it is hard to read. It is very complex. The names, the places, everything is very complex, so you definitely have to focus on it. And some people, it's just not for people. That, ladies and gents, concludes the books that I have received recently. That's the end of my book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Please go like, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every single time I post, and I will see you guys next time.
Ryan Little.